So here's some research they did on kids, right? Check this out. All right. So go this one and go to the next one. So they would show them both of these. Okay, so watch. It's all it is. They just switch it back and forth. So what's happening in this scene? Don't go forward. We're going to stay right there. What is happening in this scene? What is happening in the scene is good, bad, or neutral. What do you all think? Partner up. Is it good, bad, or neutral? So here's what happens. Y'all ready? So what goes on all the time are this is all of race relations. Something happens and you're at a distance and you got to make some kind of sense of it. And then we're always asked to kind of interpret it. And our positionality, right? What am I calling it? Our perspective. The perspective is going to be shaped by our experiences, right? So go to the next slide now. Take a look at this. So who's more likely to see this interaction as being of negative intent? Black and brown kids, white kids, or they're going to see it the same way? What do you think? Say that one. What do you think? Black and brown kids, white kids, or they're going to see it the same way? Who's going to see it as negative intent? So white kids, 70% negative intent. Black kids, 38%, children of color, 38% negative intent. It's like we have this idea that white people, the dominant group, men have this idea. I have this. It's like, dude, I'm glad you got that. That was funny. All right. Look, it's like men have this idea that women just want to sit around and complain all the time, right? Because that allows men to just be men. White people have this idea that people of color just sit around and complain all the time, man. Oh, you look at a picture like this, you immediately think it's racist. No, they don't. And if you no, they don't. Most people don't ever, that's not where they start. Most black and brown people, first off, don't even want to talk about race, don't give a damn about race, and it's just not on their minds all the time. It's like, look, 70% of white people, we've trained ourselves to be just always really kind of watching. And, so here, go to the next one. White adolescents, what's happening, right? Adolescents, so 59% and 54%. Adolescents of color. So something happens as children of color begin to age a little bit, they're a little bit more likely to see it. But look at the positive intent increases tremendously for children of color. So where white people are seeing a problem, people of color are saying, that's not a problem. It's not a problem. But we live in this world, the reverse of that, white people. Listen, white team, follow me. We have created a world where we say, well, that's not really a race problem there. That's not a problem at all. But black and brown people are always making it a race problem. No, the research is actually showing us that may be what comes through on the media. But when we actually look at our day-to-day conversations that we have, and when we look at things like this, when we try to break it apart and study it, what we're finding is it's actually so white people are more likely to see race as a problem. And look, go to this one. So here, this is actually the level of contact. So teens with varying levels of, white teens with varying levels of contact, okay? So if you have limited contact as a teenager, 73% negative, but if you have a lot of contact, then you're less likely to see it as negative. Because it's like because you get it. Like you understand that it's not just about negativity all the time. That's why you gotta reach across the aisle. You gotta connect with people. Dudes. Fuck. Did I just say fuck? Twice. Dudes, white people, do you understand what I just did, right? I just let you off the hook in a way. Like you don't have to be afraid. Look around at black and brown people in the class. They're not walking around with a chip on their shoulder just waiting for you to mess up somehow. They don't really care. They want to move on. They care. These things matter, but they're trying to move on too. They're not thinking about, people aren't thinking about this all day long.